All right, so are you ready to go deep?
Always.
Today we're diving into the world of George Harrison.
Sounds good.
I think most people, when they think about George Harrison, they think of him.
The quiet Beatle.
Yeah, exactly. That's the label that
Mhm.
stuck with him. But I think we're going to find out today, quiet doesn't really
No, not at all.
fully describe the kind of legacy that he left behind.
Absolutely.
So to do this, we're going to be looking at excerpts from a text celebrating his life.
Okay.
Really try to uncover what made this musical icon tick.
Great.
So let's start with his music.
Okay.
I mean, the Beatles are obviously a huge part of his story,
Yeah, of course.
but, I really want to understand his unique contributions.
Right.
And what always strikes me is how distinctive his guitar style is, even amidst
Yeah,
such a legendary band.
absolutely.
Just so melodic.
It's so precise.
Precise.
Yeah.
And with such a distinctive tone.
Yeah. And I think one thing that often gets overlooked is the slide guitar.
Oh, yeah.
He brings it in.
Yep.
In the Beatles sound. And it's not just like a novelty.
Oh, no.
It really adds a whole other dimension to their music, especially in songs like For You Blue.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, it really becomes the signature element
Yeah.
of his solo work, almost like,
Yeah.
a sonic representation of his evolution as an artist.
Yeah. That's such a great point. It's like you can almost hear him stepping out
Right.
and finding his own voice.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole sitar thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he brought that into Western pop music
Absolutely.
way before it was cool.
Yeah.
Norwegian Wood, Within You, Without You. I mean, those songs must have sounded
Oh, yeah.
so groundbreaking at the time.
Absolutely. It would have been completely foreign to
Yeah.
most Western ears because, Indian classical music, it's got complex rhythms, melodic structures. It's so different.
Yeah.
And so that collaboration with Ravi Shankar,
Okay.
that was just pivotal.
Yeah.
It opened up a whole new world. Yeah.
Of musical possibilities, really exposed millions of people to a whole different spiritual tradition.
Right. And it wasn't just about adding like kind of exotic sounds or something.
No.
It was like his interest in Hinduism and transcendental meditation ran so deep.
It was profound.
Yeah. And it just seems like that spiritual exploration really fueled his creative fire.
Absolutely. I mean, his spiritual journey wasn't just a phase.
Right.
It was a profound shift
Yeah.
in his worldview. And it just permeates
Yeah.
his songwriting. You hear it in the lyrics of Within You, Without You, the devotional fervor of My Sweet Lord, and then even the way he uses music
Yeah.
as a platform for social activism
Yeah.
with the concert for Bangladesh.
Oh my gosh, that concert was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't just about the music. It was about him using his influence
Right.
to raise awareness and actually help those in need.
Absolutely.
It just speaks volumes about his character.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's jump ahead
Okay.
to after the Beatles, All Things Must Pass.
His triple album was just a monster hit.
It's huge.
I mean, it wasn't just successful commercially.
No.
It was critically acclaimed.
Right.
What do you think made that album?
Well, I think with All Things Must Pass, it's like this creative dam breaking.
Yeah.
For years, his songwriting had been somewhat constrained within the Beatles framework.
Yeah.
And this album just unleashed this torrent of ideas that he'd been developing. It's like this blend of introspective lyrics, deeply personal themes,
Yeah.
musical styles that range from rock and blues to gospel and Indian influences.
Alrighty.
And you can just hear the joy of creative freedom in every note.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a one-off either. He founded Dark Horse Records, collaborated with other iconic artists in the Traveling Wilburys.
Yeah.
It's like he never stopped exploring and pushing himself musically.
Exactly. He had that restless, creative spirit. He wasn't content to just replicate past successes. He was always looking for new sounds, new collaborations,
Yeah.
new ways to express himself. It's like he saw music as this vast landscape to be explored,
Yeah.
and he was determined to map every corner of it.
It's amazing. And it wasn't just music.
Right.
This guy was a passionate gardener. He transformed his estate into this botanical wonderland.
Yeah.
He even produced films like Monty Python's Life of Brian.
That's right.
Talk about range.
It is fascinating, isn't it? The so-called quiet Beatle was anything but quiet.
Yeah.
In his pursuits. He embraced life with this playful curiosity
Mm-hmm.
and just found joy in these creative endeavors that went way beyond just pop stardom.
And through it all, he seemed to maintain a sense of humility. and groundedness.
Absolutely.
He had a loving family with his wife, Olivia, and son, Donnie.
Right.
And there's a sense that those personal connections were really important to him.
Absolutely. It's true. I mean, despite achieving global fame, he always seemed more interested in personal growth and genuine connections than in the trappings of celebrity.
So maybe the Quiet Beatle label wasn't entirely wrong.
Right.
But it certainly didn't capture the full picture.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he may have been introspective, but his impact on music, spirituality, culture, it was anything but quiet.
Yeah.
His life story really encourages us to look beyond these simple labels.
Yeah.
And embrace the complexity and the multifaceted nature of individuals.
I think that's a great takeaway
Yeah.
for our listeners. George Harrison's story is a testament to the power of following your own path.
Absolutely.
Exploring diverse interests.
Yeah.
And using your talents to make a positive impact on the world.
Couldn't agree more.
Now, go listen to some of his music.
Yeah.
Let that creative energy inspire you.
For sure.
So, thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
See you next time.
See you next time.